WQAD. This is News 8 at 6:30.
Thanks for joining us here at 6:30. I'm Denise Hanitka.
And I'm Johnny Gendrich. Tonight, a win for Republicans. The next steps for the tax bill.
Then Roy Moore speaking out again tonight about allegations made against him, how his Senate campaign will continue here in the coming weeks. Then we are in the kitchen tonight, and I'm breaking open my own personal recipe book for this one. This is my go-to breakfast casserole, and it is a must-make, I'm telling you.
Especially for the holidays.
Exactly.
All right, thanks.
But first tonight,
House
Republicans scoring a major legislative victory, passing a massive tax overhaul.
The $1.5 trillion plan passed with overwhelming support. It pushes the U.S. closer towards its biggest tax code rewrite in 3 decades. All Democrats and 13 Republicans voted against the bill. The plan decreases the number of tax brackets and cuts the corporate tax rate to 20%. It also eliminates state and local tax deductions. Republicans celebrated a victory, but not all Republicans were on board.
The problem is neither the House nor the Senate version honored that 25% rate. It's far higher, and we are leaving those pass-through businesses behind, and those pass-through businesses really are the engine of economic growth.
This conference today did one of the greatest things we could possibly do to make good on that promise, and I'm so proud.
The tax reform bill will now head to the Senate floor for a vote. That could be a little tougher as Republicans can only afford to lose 2 votes.
Developing tonight, the Alabama Republican Party is standing by Senate candidate Roy Moore despite more sexual misconduct allegations against him. 2 more women are now accusing him of misconduct. Both say that he made frequent stops at their places of work while they were teenagers. One claims he even asked her on dates after previously declining. Today, the White House said it was troubled by the allegations, and if they're true, they want Moore to step down. But he says he will not leave the race.
They're not only untrue, but they have no evidence to support them. 2 of the speakers up here said words that I caught.
The president believes that these allegations are very troubling and should be taken seriously, and he thinks that the people of Alabama should make the decision on who their next senator should be.
That special election is December 12th. Moore's Democratic opponent is Doug Jones.
Democratic Minnesota Senator Al Franken apologized after a radio host accused him of groping her more than a decade ago. Leanne Tweeden released this picture on Twitter today, saying, "It's my time to tell my story." She says Franken groped her while she was sleeping on a military plane on her way home from a USO tour back in 2006. Tweeden also claimed that Franken forcibly kissed her when they were performing a skit together overseas.
Stuck his tongue down my mouth, and I remember I pushed him off with my hands, and I just remember I almost punched him, because every time I see him now, like, my hands clench into fists.
Republican Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell is now calling for the Ethics Committee to review that incident. Franken has since apologized for his actions, and Tweeden says she accepts his apology. Actor Kevin Spacey is facing more sexual misconduct allegations tonight. The Old Vic Theatre in London says 20 people have come forward accusing Spacey of inappropriate behavior between 1995 and 2013. During that time frame, Spacey served as the theater's artistic director for a few years. He also faces several other sexual allegations of harassment by fellow actors and crew members.
President Donald Trump will remove restrictions on hunters importing trophies of elephants killed in Zimbabwe and Zambia. The Obama-era policy blocked hunters from bringing souvenirs of African elephants back to the U.S. The U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service says while African elephants are threatened, the money paid to hunt them could help improve local economies there. The Trump administration said full details would come out tomorrow.
A Texas sheriff is sparking a free speech debate over an anti-Trump car sticker. It includes bad language directed at the president and people who voted for him and shows a hand giving the middle finger. The Fort Bend County Sheriff says he's received complaints about the language. He said a prosecutor would accept disorderly conduct charges over this. The driver says she's just exercising her right to free speech.
It makes people happy. They smile, they stop you, they want to shake your hand. They're like, we wish that we could do this and we had enough guts to do it, and you're doing it.
The sheriff has denied he threatened anyone with arrest and that no citations have been written. He also says he'd like to talk with the woman about the language on her truck.
Police have released some new video of a possible suspect in a series of shooting deaths in a Tampa neighborhood. This man was seen before Tuesday's shooting. Police say he was recorded in the same area at the same time as the first murder early last month. They say he has a similar walk and clothing style in both videos. So far, 4 people have been shot and killed in the same neighborhood in the past month. A Baltimore police officer died today after being shot while on the job. Officer Sean Suter was shot in the head while investigating a murder case. Police say it happened in an extremely dangerous area of the city. Right now, they have no idea who shot him.
We will find the person responsible for this ridiculous, absurd, unnecessary loss of life. The shooter knows what he did, and he knows who he did it to.
Suter was an 18-year veteran of the force. He was a married father of 5.
Taking a look at your local headlines tonight, Hope Creek Nursing Home has paid more than $180,000 in fines and late fees to Illinois over the past 5 years, and some board members say they had no idea. The county-owned nursing home was most recently hit with a $27,000 fine for violations over patient care and alleged sexual abuse. Some board members say they've been out of the loop and didn't even know about the fines. Rock Island County Auditor April Palmer says the fines are not always approved on the front end by the county board, but adds this shouldn't have been a surprise to board members.
Parents and neighbors living near a Moline school say the walk to and from is getting more dangerous. The problem's mostly in the neighborhood behind Hamilton Elementary. Moline police say they often see drivers rolling through stop signs, talking on phones, even making U-turns right there in the middle of the intersection. Neighbors and officers are especially concerned because so many kids walk to school on those streets.
You feel like we're playing with borrowed money here because sooner or later you feel like a kid's going to get hit, and we just want people to be more aware of their surroundings and start stopping at stop signs, pay attention in school zones so we don't have an injury.
Moline police will add more patrols in the area and say you may also see extra signs or lights in the coming months.
Today, Illinois Governor Bruce Rauner approved a tax credit for those affected by the flooding that happened back in July. It impacts several counties, including Rock Island, Henry, and Joe Davies. Back in July, you may remember heavy rains caused flooding along the Rock and Mississippi rivers. This new bill creates a natural disaster credit that affected homeowners can apply to their 2017 Illinois income taxes.
An odd smell coming from inside the Des Moines County Courthouse in Burlington caused workers to actually bust into a wall. Maintenance workers searched for the source of the stench for weeks, figuring it was coming from the attic. And there was a small crack in a roof drain pipe. It's sealed up, so hopefully the situation improves there. Maintenance crews say the problem happens every time this time of year. Still to come here at 6:30 tonight, a helping hand.
What Airbnb is doing to accommodate all types of travelers.
And weather around the Quad Cities.